Good morning, students. For communication purpose, we use the languages. So likewise, to communicate with the system, we use the computer languages, C, C++, likewise. Before getting into the languages, we should know what are the symbols or expressions are accepted in that language. So after knowing that only, we can write programs in that language. Sometimes if we are not using the terms and conditions of the language, the system won't accept that. The concept of this is the theory of computation. That is, we are going to deal with the theory of computational purposes. This will tell which are the languages or how the language should be designed. Then only the system will accept. So first we can see the definition of theory of computation. Theory of computation is otherwise known as automata theory. It deals with the theoretical part of mathematics and computer science. It is nothing but the logic of computation that deals with the automata or simple machines. Okay, are you clear? Next we can see the basic terms used in the theory of computation. The basic term first is the symbol. Symbols are nothing but the real-time objects in the real world are considered as symbols. You can consider as here 0, 1, A, B or any point or anything you can consider as the symbol. Now afterwards the symbol, the alphabet is there. The alphabet is represented by the sigma. Okay, alphabet is nothing but set of symbols that will be always finite. Examples for set of alphabet, a set of symbols, A, it may be A, B or 1, 0 or A to Z, likewise anything. Any set of symbols is represented as alphabet and its symbol is sigma. Okay. The next is string. String is nothing but the set of alphabets is string. It is represented by W. It is finite sequence of symbols from some alphabets. The length of string can be denoted by modulus of W. Next is language. The language is nothing but the set of strings chosen from the closure of alphabet. Okay. Now we can see some of the languages. Language may be any type. Let us see two examples of language. One language is example for finite, another language is example for infinite. Here see, let us consider language 1. Here the condition given is set of all strings of length 2. That is, the string length should be 2. The alphabets we can take this A, comma B. Okay. Here we have taken that and the condition given is strings of length 2. So the combinations will be AA, AB, BB, BA. There is no other possibilities for these two alphabets of length 2. So this language is known as finite language. The next example is language 2. This is example for infinite. This the condition given is set of all strings starts with A. See here the condition given in first case strings of length 2. So we have taken possibilities of two alphabets. But here the condition given is string starts with A. So no length condition is given. So the condition only is the length of the string may be anything, but it should starts with A. So here we have taken AA, AB, ABA, AA, anything it may be. So it is infinite. We have seen symbol of alphabet is sigma. Now we can see the power of sigma. There are four types of powers. First one is sigma power 0, which is nothing but set of alphabets over string of length 0. That there is no alphabet will be there. Okay. The next is alpha power sigma power 1. That is set of alphabets over string of length 1. Example, it may be A, B or any alphabets. Next one is sigma power square. That is set of alphabets over string of length 2. You have already seen strings of length 2. That is, if you have chosen the alphabets A, B means the length of 2, AA, AB, BA, AB. And finally we can see the universal set, that is sigma power closure. It is known as universal set. It is the combination of all is, that is sigma power 0 union sigma power 1 union sigma square, etc. So we have seen so far the basic terminologies. What are the things we have seen? We have seen symbol, we have seen from that alphabet, next to alphabet is string, next to string is language, and we have seen the power of sigma, now we can get into the abstract machines. Before getting into the abstract machine, we should clear that the need of theory of computation is that in real life we are going to use the system, that is computer, to accept a language, and accepting that language it will give the output. So if the language should be designed, it should be concentrated after writing a language. We have to write a program using that language, and it will be fed into the computer system, and we can get the output. The other thing, if we don't follow the rules of the language, means the program will not be accepted by the computer system. This truth is behind the system is used in this theory of computation. Here, what we are going to do, we are going to consider the abstract machines as the model of real machines, and we are going to design languages using some certain rules and regulations, and we are going to check whether the languages is accepted by the machines or not. By getting some points here, we can write real languages. From that we can use the programs, and we can fed into the real computer system, and we can get the output. Now we can see the abstract machines. Abstract machines is nothing but it is a conceptual or theoretical model of a computer, hardware or software system which does not really exist. Please clear in this, abstract machine is nothing but it is a model of the real computer. So by using this we can get an idea how to design a language for a real computer. Okay, now we can see the types of abstract machines. There are 4 types of abstract machines. First one is finite automata, next one is linear bounded automata, next one is push down automata, and finally Turing machine. Okay, we can see the first finite automata now. Again, the definition for finite automata, it is a mathematical model used to study the abstract machines or abstract computing devices with the inputs chosen from the alphabet. We have already seen alphabet sigma, so you will be clear in this, I think. We have seen the finite automata, it is abstract model in definition. Here we see the finite automata is an abstract model of digital computer which has the following components. Generally, you know, the system will have an input system, control unit, and output unit. The same similar we have seen here. That is, finite automata is an abstract model of digital computer. The digital computer will have the following, which are those: input, control unit, and output unit. Next, we see the pictorial representation of finite automata. In finite automata, similar to the representation of the digital computer, it will have the input tape, control unit, and output unit. Okay. In input tape, there will be the symbols. Here, there will be number of shells. In each cell, each symbol will be there. In control unit, the states will be there. Okay. The starting state will be Q0 here. The starting state will pick a symbol from the input tape, and it will transist, and afterwards from one state to it moves to the another state. From this state, if it will take the symbol from the input tape pointer will move towards the right hand side. Similarly, in case of control unit, the states moves from Q0, that is start state, to the intermediate states, and finally moves to the final state. Okay, listen here. It will start from the start state, accepting the symbols. The states will move from the start state to the final state between by transisting the intermediate states. Okay. After completing the work, it will move to the output unit. Here, the string may be accepted or rejected based on the state entering into the final state. If the string enters into the final state, the output will be accepted. If the string is not getting into the final state, but previously it has been entered, means then it will be rejected. Once again, I will tell, the data's input symbols will be in the input tape. Here in control unit there will be states. Here it is an output unit. The state from the control unit will read the data from the input tape. On reading each data, in control unit the states will move start state to the intermediate states, and finally it will reach the final state. After getting into the final state, we have to check whether the end of the string is reached the final state. If it has reached the final state, then the string is accepted. By the end of the string, if the string is not reached the final state, then it is rejected. Next, we can see the symbols used in finite automata. The symbols used in finite automata, there are many. We can see one by one. Already we have seen in a DFA, that is finite automata, there will be states. So the states will be represented by a single circle. Here we have used the symbol Q0. You may use any symbol A, B, Q0, Q1, anything you can use. But the circle will represent the state here. Next, this arrow represents the start. The arrow should not originate from any other state. Then it will be the start state. Again I am telling, here the arrow should not originate from any other state. Then it is known as start state. Next, final state. Final state is differentiated from the remaining states by having two circles. If the state is having one circle, it is state. If the state is having an arrow that is not originated from any other, it is start state. If the state is having two circles, then it is known as final state. Next, we can see the transition. So far, first three we have seen the states: the start state, intermediate state, final state. Now we can see the transition. Transition is nothing but change of state. By accepting an input symbol, the state will move from one state to another state. That is transition. Here from Q0, by accepting the symbol 1, it moves to Q1. The del symbol represents the transition. That is transition of Q0 by accepting 1 to the Q1. Clear? Next, we can see the types of transition. This is one kind of transition that is accepting symbol 1. It is moving from the state Q0 to Q1. Here we can see that is not moving to other state. There may be transition in the same state. Here the state Q0 is accepting the symbol 0 and it is remains in the same state. Listen here. Here there is a movement from one state to another state by accepting the input symbol. Here from accepting 1, it is moving from state Q0 to Q1. But there is also possibility that is remaining in the same state itself. Here accepting one input symbol, it remains in the same state. Here we can tell transition of Q0 by accepting 0 in the same state Q0. Next we can see there may be accepting two symbols, but each transition will be accepting one symbol. Here consider from the state Q0, accepting the symbol 0, it will goes to the state Q1. Listen here again. Starting from the state Q0, accepting the 0, it will go to Q1. This is one transition. There will be the transition between the same two states by accepting another symbol also. Here accepting Q0, so that is accepting 1. There will be transition from Q0 to Q1. So there are two transitions between two states. By accepting 0, it is moving from Q0 to Q1. By accepting 1 also, there is a movement from Q0 to Q1. Types of finite automata. There are three types of finite automata. First one is deterministic finite automata. Second one is non-deterministic finite automata. Third one is non-deterministic finite automata with epsilon moves. First we can see the deterministic finite automata. We can see the pictorial representation of DFA. Here we can see the states, arcs and input symbols. We can see one by one. First we can see the states. There are three types of states. One is initial state or start state. Another one is intermediate state, that is Q1 here. The last one is final or accept state. The start state will accept the first symbol of the string. The intermediate symbol state will accept remaining symbols and it will move from start to the final state. The final state will accept the last symbol of the string and it will be the final state or accept state. I will repeat once again, states are very important. Here types of states. One is initial or start state. In case of this diagram, Q0 is the start state. Afterwards, Q1 is the intermediate state. The intermediate state is nothing but the state between the start state and the final state. There may be n number of intermediate states based upon the Mersenne diagram. Here in this diagram, there is only one intermediate state. Here next will be the final state or accept state. This state will be the last state or accept state. The string, the last substring of the string should be entered in this final state. Then only the string will be considered as accept. Next thing in this diagram is the input alphabets. We have seen the states. Next is input alphabets. The input alphabets used here 0 and 1. That is the alphabet. Next, the transitions movements. Transition is nothing but change of state after consuming an input symbol. Here let us consider here the transitions. See, first in first case, by accepting the input symbol 0, there is a transition from the state Q0 to the same state Q0. Afterwards, after accepting the symbol 1, there is a transition from the state Q0 to Q1. Afterwards, there is a input symbol 0. After accepting this input symbol, there is a transition that it remains in the Q1 itself. After this, there is a transition from Q1 to Q2 after accepting the input symbol 1. Okay, here there are two transitions by accepting the 0 and 1. That is, from Q2, by accepting the input symbol 0, there is transition between Q2 to Q2. And also after accepting the symbol 1, there is a transition from state Q2 to Q2 itself. This is known as transition. Transition is nothing but it is the change of state after consuming an input symbol. It may be remain in the same state or it may move from one state to another state. It is represented like this: del of Qi of symbol input symbol then moves to another state. Okay. There is another thing. Note the notations of DFAs. What are the notations used in case of DFAs? There are two notations used in DFAs to represent the DFA. That is, one thing is transition diagram, that is transition graph otherwise called. Another one is transition table. The transition diagram or transition graph is nothing but already we have seen here. Okay. This is the transition diagram. The next, the transition table is, it will be like this. Here, see, the column will be the input symbols, the row will be the states. Once again I will repeat, in transition table, the tabular representation of transition diagram is the transition table. Here, the column represents the input symbol and the row represents the states. Here, for example, from the Q0, by accepting the 0, it will go to the state Q0. That is the first thing. Next, after consider here, there will be a transition of Q0 by accepting the symbol 1 to Q1. From that transition diagram, we have drawn this. The star represents the final state of the diagram. Okay, here the Q1